way. uh, I'm up what they call, I don't know what this section is called. It's way up Connecticut Avenue. In other words, if you go out of the White House and go a few blocks, you'll run into Connecticut Avenue, and that splits all of Washington, D.C. right down the middle, like north to south. And I'm about 3/4 of the way up. And then east and west, north and south. Well, actually, it splits at east and west. So south is like the White House, and you keep going north up Connecticut Ave. And then on the, oh, Dee Dee is back. Nice, Dee Dee. Then on the east side, and then on the west side. And typically the east side was more modest communities, and on the west side is more the expensive communities. But downtown, when you get closer to downtown, it's hard to tell. But maybe sometimes isn't. So instead of going down to see Abe this morning, Abe Lincoln, which I usually do, I walked up, and because there's so much traffic with the protests going on, I figure it'll be a little easier to go north, young man. You finally caught me live, Tina. Yes. I don't know how many more years I'm going to be live. I'm hoping for about 15 at least. At 77, I feel, 90 shouldn't be too hard. The hard part is getting to 77. But once you're there, the rest is sort of, getting further is easier. I'm in California. You need help. What do you think I can apply for? Lots. Okay, now that's the most important thing. What I want to talk about right now is that to take advantage of the new COVID programs. Okay, how do you find out? If you're a member, I'll send you all this stuff. If you're not a member, here's what you do. You go to your elected official. Okay, that means find out the websites of your 2 senators and your congressman. They should start having all the information about the new programs up already. Now, the most important one, I think, is the rent one. The one that will give you up to $20,000 to pay back rent and future rent. Now, you can call 211 or or AuntBertha.com, 211.com or AuntBertha.com, and look for the new COVID rent programs where you live. They'll be able to help you. You could call 211, and they probably see they're not any place yet. Most of those rent programs are not identified where to apply yet locally, because they have to get the money from the government, and then they set up local places to give it. But you want to find out maybe where they are, because you want to know before they're really eligible to apply, because once the floodgates open, I don't know how long that money will last. So it's a zero-sum game. If you don't get it and don't apply quickly, it's going to be gone. The grants for business are all like that, okay? And that's why you have to apply fast. And the way to apply is you go to SBA.gov, look for emergency money. And they don't call the grants. There's 2 ways to get it. Is the PPPs, which if you're a single sole proprietor, you get up to $100,000 that you don't have to pay back for income. What they do is they give you a loan for income, and then you fill out paperwork later that you paid this to pay salaries, and you don't pay it back, and some other things like rent and things like that. So there's 2 programs, the PPP and the EIDL. And that's emergency money there. And you apply for that. And what they give you is up to $10,000. But if you're only a single entrepreneur, you'll get a $1,000 grant. So apply for that right away. That may be up and running any day now. The PPP is up and running, so you can apply for that. If you have trouble applying for any of these things, if it's with the PPP money, look for SBA. If you Google, Google SBDC webinar PPP or EDIL. And you'll see webinars that most of them are doing. It doesn't matter. You can take if you live in California, you can take a webinar from the SBDC in New Jersey and find out. don't just Google anybody with .coms. You don't need to do that. You want to get the people who do this for free and have pure motives. I mean, not that everybody with a .com has terrible motives, but you can't tell the difference right now. So that's why you don't waste time. You don't have that time to learn, go up that learning curve. So you want to start with either, if you go to Americas, AMERICAS, and then SBDC, Americas, AMERICAS, SBDC, that's one word, .org. Okay, Americas SBDC .org, and find out in your area where they are. They'll help you for free with anything you have in filling those out. Okay, what if you don't have a business? If you don't have a business, as long as you're making money as an entrepreneur, and maybe you're a freelancer, maybe you're gig economy, that counts there too. So you apply, and remember, the worst thing is they say no. So take a half hour, an hour, whatever it takes to apply to all these things. And if they say no, that's fine. You're on with your life and you learned about these programs. And the chances of you getting $100,000 free, you don't have many other chances. Except the lottery chances are way terrible. So the same thing with the money for the rent. You apply to that. And you have to know where to apply. So take time now figuring out where to apply. Your elected official is always a backup. Call your congressman and your local senators. Find out their websites right now. So you hang up on me. You don't have to hear the rest of this. You hang up. Don't watch me anymore. Go and find the websites to your 2 congressmen and senators, okay? And want to see what they have. They're going to be first in line probably to figure this out. Start calling people. Who do you call? You call 211. You call your local library. Shake those trees, man. Shake your booty. Don't just take one. Oh, don't worry, it'll be done 3 weeks. No, you can't take that as an answer. You need more. Don't worry about credit scores. Let them figure that out. Because fine. But if they give you that money, you don't know how low is. I don't think that means anything to the people giving out rent money. So don't worry. And for the business money, that is, but apply anyway, okay? Because you never know. And with the SBD, if you want a good answer, call the SBDCs, the local ones. That's Americans, AMERICAS, SBDC.org. Unemployment, that's the other thing you have to apply for no matter what. No matter how good or bad your credit score is. Hiya, Dee Dee, how do I sign up for your membership? Well, thanks, Mom. You sign up at lescohelp.com, www.lescohelp.com. Okay, it's $20. And I send you all the reports. You answer me personally, what do you need help for? I do the research, send you the links, the reports, and everything. Okay? And that's what's important. And actually, I see I'm going to run out of juice soon. A few of us that aren't accepted to your Facebook. Well, you should be. Email me. That shouldn't be. Email me at customer service. No, it's lescohelp at gmail.com. lescohelp@gmail.com. Where to apply for unemployment, PAU. Here's how you apply the unemployment. You search for Career One Stop. Okay, find local Career One Stop. And then you only want to go to .gov or .org. GOV.org. Find Career One Stop. In the Career One Stop, what you do is find unemployment. And there'll be a drop down for every state where to apply for the pandemic unemployment, okay? Now that's separate. A lot of states have two separate unemployments. One for pandemic, which is the PU. That's so funny. We have the PU for unemployment and the PPP. So if you go PPP, then you're PU, and you could apply both for grants. So, I'm still a third grader. You say toilet and you giggle. You know what's nice about the mask? It keeps you warmer. So maybe it's not going to stop anybody from getting COVID, but it's keeping me warmer. So there are the four programs. The IRS, where is my IRS? They have a link. If you go to the irs.gov, they have a link on how you should be getting your money or not. They have some links there to check if you're in the system. If not, and any of that screws up, you contact your elected official. You want to call your congressman or your two senators to get the IRS. I mean, members of Let's Go Help have been calling their senators, and then the IRS calls them. Now that's cool, isn't it? And that's right. It's all about you squeaking. Then just don't go round and round in Google circles. You have to get on the phone, and don't talk to people that are selling you something. You want to talk to officials that hand out the money. I never received the last check for 2020. You can apply again for the 2020. You could get it this year. When you file your taxes this year, you could get that money that they owe you from last year. Atlanta here! a lot of big news in Atlanta today. You guys are hopping. And by the way, it looks like we're going to have a Democrat Senate, and so that looks like more stimulus money, in the next few months. I would think. You can't count on anything. So what you have to do today is not sit back and do nothing and hope somebody changes something to change your life. You got to go out and do stuff now for you. One is to apply for all the current stimulus programs out there, and there's four major ones. There's a lot of other ones too that I'll get to telling you about, but these four major ones, they're going to go quickly, so you have to apply for the rent grant. Keep every day you do something that's getting you closer to applying. Even though they're not accepting applications, you have to go out and find where those applications might be. So you keep checking that office every day. What's going to happen, where they're going to get. So that's for the grant money to pay your rent. Then for the PPP and the EIDL, you just start filling out those forms today. If you have trouble, you call your Small Business Development Center. A lot of them are working virtually. The PPP, you have to work through a bank, so go to community development banks for that. That's neighborhood banks. Your PPP, your Small Business Development Center could help you with that. The EIDL emergency is directly on the SBA.gov. Fill out that form. Even if it's old, if they didn't get the new one in yet, go through it to see what you may or may not need when they have it. So you don't fill out the form 2 weeks from now, oh shit, I need this, whatever it is, and you have to go and waste time getting it. No, go through the form right now, see all the things they require, and so as soon as they get the new form up, you can apply for the old money, but that's not grant money in there. The new one will be grant money. So you'll be all set to fill that out. And that's what's important. Then the PU. Okay, call 211 and ask for where to apply for unemployment. Okay, if they give you a website or whatever, make sure you get the PUA and you apply there. Now, a lot of people aren't getting their old unemployment because they've been so screwed up. That's again where you get your elected official. So there are three websites you want to go right now, because they're websites you could turn to for helping you with any of these problems. Is your federal and state elected official. So get their websites, get their email, get their phone numbers, and see, what you do is you call the top three. They don't answer, they can't get help, you call the next three. life isn't, everyone isn't good at this stuff anymore. And life isn't perfect. It was perfect, yes. You'd call one and they get the answer and you get the problem solved. Man, I've been working for 3 weeks trying to get the biggest company in the world so I could give them money. Facebook. Man, it's a second career trying to get somebody to fix my... And I've been hacked there, and I can't get anybody to talk to me. And I go round and round. I got experts in it. Oh, this... Yeah, this is life. Now, like me, I have two choices. I forget it, or I keep figuring out it. And to me, life is always figuring out, because then you stumble into something you had no idea was there. You keep trying. 99% of the things that are going to work. Remember, when you're looking for anything, whether it's a job or a date or whatever, it's always in the last place you look. Yeah. That's what it is. Yeah. And the problem is we have everything in our head, particularly the older you are in this country, the more you're filled with nonsense that doesn't work anymore. And you have to learn the new stuff. And the only way to do that is failing and trying and screwing up. And being bad and getting bruised knees, bruised elbows, bruised everything. But don't spend money. Because you're still going to go through all that shit anyway. So, and particularly if you don't have money, then you're going to get worse. If you're trying to find money to solve a problem, you don't throw it. You got a hole in the ground. You don't just dig it further to get out of the hole. That's crazy. You find every possible source that doesn't require money, and there's dozens. But see, you don't know because you're relying on Google, and Google won't show them to you because these people who help you for free don't advertise, and Google wants their advertising money. That's how they become the biggest billionaires in the world. But it's fun. What the hell? It beats the alternative, because I guess that's death, and I have no idea what the hell that's like. So I'll just stay away from it as long as I can, and stumble through life and get bruised kneecaps and everything. What the hell? But everybody's happening that way. Look at the President of the United States is fumbling around, and the smartest people in the world have no idea what the hell to do. So keep true to yourself, keep trying, and don't spend money doing it. Just get on that phone, call people, see what they say, and call elected officials, call people, and because that's where the money is. See, the money's not in the... if you need money, bank's not going to give you free money. The corner store's not going to give you free money. The only people with that are nonprofit and government offices. So they're the people you talk to. And start building that knowledge. Got to start somewhere. Start today. Because I'm going to see you again tomorrow.